Team AMS is an alliance between 3 world-class athletes and AMS. And it's not just about financial support and funding, it's about professional support, it's about mentoring, it's about ongoing, trying to play our part really in making these guys successful in September. So I've got Tatyana McFadden and Jody Cundy.
I'm really interested to know what drove you to get Tatyana involved in games in the first place, and sport in the first place, and why you feel it's important.
I adopted Tatyana from Russia when she was 6.5 years old. I had met her, I worked for the White House and was over there doing some work and met her and had no intention of adopting, let alone a 6.5-year-old, let alone a child in a wheelchair. I have 3 adopted children. I no longer travel overseas with a pen. But Tatyana was very, very sick. She was born with spina bifida, which is a hole in your spine. The spinal column sticks out. In America, London, all the developing countries, you operate on that immediately. In Russia, they don't operate for 21 days because if you die before 21 days, you never existed. So they left her spinal column out, and when she lived for 21 days, they put it back in, and she crawled for those 6 years without a wheelchair. She and I had a connection that I cannot begin to explain. I went in and she told somebody when I left, that's my mom, and I went back to my hotel that night and I can't get her off my mind and what was going on. When she came home, I was fairly certain that she probably only lived a couple of years. The doctor said she did not have much of a life left. So I thought, what's the best way to give her a chance in life? Well, I know. I gotta get her involved in exercise. So I brought her to a swimming pool and got her involved in swimming. I figured, you don't need your legs there. And she went, oh, I like this. And I thought, well, what else can she do? I thought, oh, gymnastics. And I brought her to the gymnasium, and they said, we don't take kids with disabilities. And I said, well, what do you do? And I said, well, we jump on a trampoline. I said, well, she can jump. And what else? And they said, well, climb ropes. And Tatyana was a scrawny little thing. And I said, Tatyana, go up the rope. And she was still speaking Russian. Up? I said, you go up. I didn't know. She climbed all the way to the top of the rope. And the man went, okay, we'll take her. And then I got her involved in downhill skiing and wheelchair basketball and track. My only intention was to keep her alive. In fact, it was interesting as in the junior sports, when she started breaking not the records by a little, but by a lot. You, in juniors, race not only by gender and disability, but by age. And at some point, they made me get a bone scan. They said, she must have lied about her age. And I went, that's right. I went through Russia and went, oh, there's a Paralympian. They'll lie about her age. So it was all an effort to keep her alive.
You mentioned that you do like 100-meter sprints all the way to the marathon. Like, how does your training differ to the different lengths of the races?
Some people call me crazy for doing both. But in the fall, it's a lot of distance training. So I really focus on that as my marathon season to get the base down. So usually we average about 112 miles a week on the road, and we also go to the gym once a week. So it's tough doing both, and a lot of hill work. And during the spring, I do a lot of sprinting work, a lot of quick movement, a lot of 30 seconds on and 30 seconds off. So it's very fast. Split pace, and so that the workouts are not as long.
How you describe the race when you're actually taking part?
My one sort of specific race is the kilometre. It's a 4-lap race. It's a start lap, which is basically getting off the line as quickly as possible, getting it up to speed as quickly as possible. By the time you get into turn 3, you sit down, and then settle down onto the aero bars we use to go fast. And then it's there literally trying to maximise how much speed I can get out of the bike. By the time I've reached turn 2, on the second lap, we're at maximum speed, so we're doing about 42, 43 miles an hour there. And then it's literally holding on to that then, because on a track bike, it's a fixed wheel. So basically, if you pedal, it goes. If you stop pedaling, it stops going. So when you're doing 42 miles an hour, your legs are already going at a really fast rate. So you can't just stop or as you slow down. So as you're trying to fight tiredness, you're trying to keep your legs turning around. And then it's great to watch the out-and-out sprinters do the kilo, because by the time they get to the last lap, it turns into whether they can actually pedal in circles, let alone just pedal. So you can see the out-and-out sprinters kind of like this, and like you can see them fighting the bike all the way around. I'm sure if we unclip with a lap to go and just let the bike go round, we'd go quicker. The Paralympics are amazing to have that opportunity to race at. But when somebody says you've got an opportunity to race in your home country, I mean, not many athletes get that opportunity. They get the opportunity to race in the Olympics or a Paralympics, but they don't have that opportunity of doing it in their home country. And that's something that's special and is completely unique to this London Games.
Can you tell us a little bit about your pre-race diet? Is it sort of dry pasta and no fun, or?
Why were you looking at me then?
Well, being a track runner and a marathon runner, I do sneak a couple of desserts in there. I can deserve it. But it is about eating healthy and making sure you fuel your body. It's very important.
Most of the food that we eat is it kind of comes down when you come to competition. We just kind of literally just making sure that the energy levels are all topped up. So me and my nutritionist, we've kind of sat down and we have this plan. We've used it at the last 2 World Championships and it seems to have worked. I've not got to the point where I'm completely fatigued or I'm underperforming. So we know it works. It's now just about doing it right for them.
In either one of your blogs or seen in one of your videos for Team AMS that you consider your disability to be one of the best things that's happened to you. I was wondering, is that a common philosophy in the Paralympics amongst your fellow athletes?
It's opened my eyes to the Paralympics. I've got to travel the world. I've got to meet some amazing people in the journeys that I've had, and also got to stand on top of a podium and have my national anthem playing. I mean, things don't really get any better than that. So yeah, it is one of the best things that's happened to me. Yes, I do wonder what would happen if I ever had 2 legs. Would I be in this position with being an Olympic athlete, or whether having the disability has given me the motivation and drive to go on and prove that you can go and do these things.
Proud to have you guys, and let's not forget Adeline in the Philippines as well on Team